Hello there, Summoners. It's B2. We're going to talk about mid-game accounts and what you should be focused on and kind of what to let go by the wayside. I see so many videos about late-game accounts and dragons and giant speed runs, and it's so easy for us to get caught up in the I should be able to run dragons in under a minute, or I should be able to get through giants in 45 seconds like so-and-so on YouTube and blah, 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 blah. Well, let's take a look at a mid-game account, which is my account. And I've been playing for probably about a year. I've got quite a few 40s, and I'm great at 6-star 40 and everything. And I fell into the early game trap of, oh, I need to build one of these, and oh, I need to build one of those too, and oh my gosh, let me double tark dragons with Stella and da-da-da-da-da, and you know, you're going to spiral from there. But so I wanted to show you kind of the way that I found a few months ago that I said, okay, I need to focus on my account, and I need to really buckle down and say what is beneficial to me and what is not beneficial to me. How do I make the most of my account? Because I'm not a pay-to-play person. I'm not a guy in a year who has spent, you know, $2 grand on his account trying to pop Nat 5s and stuff. And so I think you guys would get a great benefit out of watching kind of how I do it, and then adapting that to your own gameplay style. There's no wrong way to play the game if you're being entertained by it and you enjoy it. Let me say that again. You're not playing the game wrong if you're enjoying what you're doing. You know, there's some things that you could do better if you would like to enjoy the game more or get more out of the game and progress into PvP and all that stuff. But right now, if you're enjoying your game, good on you. So here's the first part of it. I made mistakes early in the game that I would like for other people not to repeat, mainly in the Glory Shop. So here in the Glory Shop, like, I've bought a ton of Mystic Scrolls out of here, like a ton. I've probably spent 10,000 glory points over the past year, and that's just a number I threw out on Mystic Scrolls. And for what? For like the 0.00001 chance that I'm going to roll a Nat 5. Man, I have wasted a lot in here. Don't fall into this trap. Do, however, fall in the trap of buying the Devil Mons every week for 180, I think it is, or 140. I can't remember. 180. They are extremely important to leveling up your characters, and if you're a mid-game player, you know that already, so I'm not going to belabor the point. Here's where I started making my mistakes, though. I maxed out one of my mana pools, level 7 on the other one, and I never really thought about, I'm going to get 4, 5, and 6k mana out of these pools every time they fill up. Who cares? That's one Dragon's Run. Who cares? Like, I could get that by selling one rune in a Dragon's Run, and I'm like, B2, what are you doing, man? So here's the way I look at it, and after talking to a few of my guildies, this mysterious plant, if you play multiple times a day, and I'm not talking about every 4 hours, because that's about how long it takes to fill up your energy, I guess, roughly. You can do the math, but so if I'm playing, like, because I play all the time, like, if I'm driving somewhere, I'm farming giants, like, so I need to upgrade this mysterious plant, and I need to boost my energy production speed. So I have one more upgrade. I'm getting ready to pop that one here probably tonight to level 10, and there's a 30% boost in energy. That means in a daytime, if I was going to earn 100 energy all day, that means I now earn 130 energy a day. How many more? That's 3 more Giants runs, 3.5 more Giants runs. Like, update this mysterious plant. It's so important. The Sanctum of Energy, it depends on what type of a player you are. If you're the type of player that only logs in every 4 hours, or logs in the morning and then logs in at night, you'll want to upgrade your Sanctum of Energy. The reason why? It's going to give you 10 more energy to play with. That's another Giants or Dragons run for you to farm a rune with, right? The Mysterious Plant won't help you as much because you're not ever really, you know, you're always under your cap. Like, that's it. So if you're not playing as much, you want to raise your cap. I hope that makes sense. I know it does. So after you do your mysterious plant or your Sanctum of Energy, depending on your playstyle, the next most important thing is going to be this guy right here, and this is where you can see I've made mistakes, is the Sky Tribe Totem. This is going to make an immense difference in all your runs all over and in your arena. So, like, when you get this maxed out, which I have not, and I will be working, this is my next, once I do the Sanctum of the Mysterious the mysterious plant, then Sky Tribe Totem is the next to get maxed out. It's so important. It will make your Giants runs faster. This will make your Dragons runs faster. This will be the, if you've only got a farmable team that's running 6 minutes, like 6-minute runs in Giants, you're going to do it 20% faster when you upgrade this totem all the way. Like, that's just a huge benefit, or whatever, the 10%. I don't even know what the max is because I haven't done it yet. Regardless, it's like having an extra speed rune on one of your guys. So that's the most important. Then after that, it's whatever your style is. If you want to upgrade your towers, which I thought at one point was important, and then come back through here and do your light mons or whatever, I would say do the ones that are the most important for you, like probably like your Vero, your Bella, those ones that you're going to use in everything pretty much are the next level of importance. And then the next thing I look at in my daytime is my arena, right? That's how I get these glory points. So I'm going to come down here, pop on my arena, and I'm going to look at my history. Now I run a little Tark, little level 2 guy. Where's he? Oh, let's put him back in. I want people to hit me. I want my enemies to take me down. So that I can farm more glory points, right? I don't want to be sitting at, man, if I throw a defense up, I sit at like 1250, 1300, and I'm up there with all the tryhards with like, I've seen guys with 4 Teors before as their defense. I'm like, who wants to deal with that crap? You know what I mean? So set your defense low, and this is what it means right here. If you go into your battle log with your rivals, look at all these revenges that I have that I can actually do. Let's actually do a couple of them. And I don't set my team in any particular order, but I just kind of auto-play it out. It's not going to make a difference. My Bernard's relatively slow for mid-game, I would say. I'm sitting at like 215 or something like that, but and that's kind of slow. So anyway, that's the revenge factor. We all know that. The most important, though, is the rivals, because these give you not only the glory points, but it also gives you your crystals. So let's take this team. We'll swap out for this guy right there, and then we'll give it a run. So you're going to want to do your rivals first. You're going to do all your history revenges that are easy, and then you'll want to look at your matchups. So the way I do the matchups is I take and this should be GG for most of these guys right here, but there we go. I take and I do my matchups when I log on first and I'm all the way down and I've been just beaten down as low as I can go. I hit my refresh button when I'm at that low ranking. So then, as I go through all my revenges and rivals and all that stuff, well, the rivals won't matter, but I go through all my revenges and I'm sitting at like 1150. Now I'm not hitting refresh and battling guys in the 1150 range. I'm still battling my refresh that was like 1020, 1030. So, and I know that makes sense to you guys as well. The next item is Exp Farms, right, or XP Farms. You're going to want to have these things full. I mean, you don't want to have any empty slots in there because it's basically free levels on your mons. Like, look, the bottom right ones are 3 4-star rainbow mon that are getting ready to pop to level 30, and it's like a free 5-star level 1. You know what I mean? Like, it's free. All you did was put it in your farm. So let these farms work for you. Let them, make sure you keep them full and make sure you keep, Rainbow Mon in there. And if you're farming Giants and you're farming Dragons, you're going to get a ton of 2- and 3-star Rainbow Men. Level them up, throw them in a farm, and forget about them, man. It'll tell you when they're maxed out. It says MAX on the bottom right there. Don't overlook this. Buy those extra farms. Get them going. It will make a big difference for you, especially if you like chasing down 6 stars. I kind of have run into the problem where I've farmed up so many projects and stuff to work on that I have to get the runes for them all. So that's a good segue into talking about the dungeons runs. Like, look, the first and foremost thing you should do as a mid-game player is you're going to already have somebody who's your farmer, right? And for me, that's Soha. I've had her forever. She's got a decent rune set on her. She hits hard. She farms Tamer 3, which is what I prefer to farm. If you're going to get a Bernard, if you're going to get a Spectra, they're going to drop a ton of Wind Griffins. You can use them for skill ups. If you got a Mentura, they're going to drop Serpents. You can do that. A lot of people prefer Famine. You can definitely farm in Famine with her with a good rune set. So, like, get a farmer. It doesn't matter. And make sure it's runed well. Then the next thing you're going to want to look at is your Giants team. and because you're going to want to be able to farm rooms, and you're going to want to be able to farm them. You don't want it to take all day. So like if we look on here on Giants and we pop onto my farm team, I have Vero, which is something you can earn through fusion. Like it should be the first fusion you do, and you should do it very early in your Summoner's War career, as early as possible. Vero is the single. Vero and Bella, those are going to be the two mons that you use over and over and over again. And I'm not going to go over the Vero fusion. There's 1,000 YouTubes about how to do that, or how to get Bella. There's tons of videos on that as well. I got lucky and got a Lucian, and then through guild points I farmed an Amir, and I bought the Ifrit pieces, Bernard, which is a regular drop. So this team is not like a crazy comp team where you're like, oh, I'll never be able to get that. Lucian's probably the only one that you'll spend a ton of time like opening scrolls and stuff, and a lot of people get Lucian very early in their games. Like it took me about 9 months to get mine. Now this team farms, and everyone's saying, well, hey B2, how fast do you farm Giants or whatever? This is like a 2-minute 15, 2-minute 30-second team, but it's a 99.99% effective team. Like when I hit play, I can walk away and go do other stuff and let this farm that for me. Go back, collect my reward, and then move on. Now, early in Giants, I didn't have this team, and so I had a 6-minute team that was clearing Giants, but it was 100%. Man, it was like I had Chesson and Bella, the first I think I was using Lulu in Giants. I didn't have a Chesson or a Bella at first, and I was trying to get through it. I didn't realize Bella was the preferred, even though I had it in run. But the point is, like, it was a 6-minute team that was running at 100%. I wasn't spending crystals to finish it, and that's where you should be with your teams. Don't spend crystals to finish these runs, guys. Just don't. It is not needed on there. So then, what's my next step is to make sure I have great runes on all these mons. If I was to get a second Lucian, I would drop out Amir and put in double Lucian and have my speed Bernard on there. It would definitely speed my runs up a little bit. I tried to sub in an Arachi to make it faster, but it just didn't. It made it less stable, so Arachi sits on the bench. Then you're going to want to move in from the Giants 100% team into your Dragons 100% team. And again, my Dragons team is 99.999%. Here it is. I got extremely lucky and got a Teor. You can swap Teor out for other stuff. And I've said this before in other videos. Like, I think my original team that I started with Dragons is, again, a 6-minute team, 100%. But it had, like, Briand with 40,000 hit points and a revive and Chesson and Bella. Like I had this crazy team comp to try to finish this off. But I got to where I could finish it in the 6-minute time and do it 100%. And then so I started to modify my team, and this kind of team that we came up in the guild chat with the speed lead with Verde, and I got very lucky to get him in a scroll as well. But I built Megan. She's super easy. Again, 3 of the 5 are super easy to get to, and you can replace these, and they're interchangeable with other mons. Like, don't be afraid to experiment, and don't always go with the status quo. Like, for Giants, you need several things. You need Vero, which is a cleanser. You need a healer, which is the Bella. And you need something that's going to give you a defense and attack buff, which is the Megan. And Megan has it's kind of a cleanse. It's called like Toad Bile Stool or whatever. We can look it up. It's her second skill, and so she is going to use that on the boss, Toad Poison. It's going to remove his buff, an immunity buff, and place it with a 1-turn no buffs allowed on him. That's extremely effective when you pair it with Bella, and Bella is using C's to pull that off the boss. And the other are damage. Have a damage component. So that's my Dragons team. It runs it in about 215 to 230. Very respectable. So for a mid-game player, like, that's the sort of stuff that you want to look for to get. You want to have all those things covered for each thing that you need in those runs. Moving on to like Necro, like, that's kind of, I consider that for a mid-game is almost optional. Like, you're not going to be able to farm Necro 10. You're going to have to put a lot of work into it and get a lot of multi-hitter mons to get that, and you're going to drop PvP runes. So at a mid-game, you're going to be able to PvP fairly effectively, but you're going to hit that ceiling that you run against where you start hitting a lot of people with Nat 5s and stuff. So you're not going to really want to focus on the PvP farming. My guild is I've only used one of my my little deals. But yeah, we're at 1091, and we start running against guys who look like this, right? So Sierra, Tiana, Poseidon, Galleon, Verad, Theo, like it's just crazy, like what some of these teams are put up there. So like, I mean, here you go, like a Praha with the Fire Panda and Escher. Zyros, Wusa, and Bastet. Like, it's just these teams get insane up here, man. And you're not going to be prepared to handle that, even so. You're going to have to farm will runes. It's going to come out of Necro, and so you're going to want to farm into there. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the double XP boost and energy. So if I go into my little deal here, you see I have double XPs. This is during the Christmas. Not during the Christmas, but during the dice event. So if you look on the event right here, and I would recommend you look at this tab often and read each of the ones that you're not familiar with. Even if it's like a wind pirate, guy that you don't know anything about, read through it. It's all information. I'm on my third run through this right here, and I've gotten extremely lucky to just click the wrong button. This is my third run through the board here, and I'm going to scroll down. No, that's the World Arena. Jesus, B2, get it together. All right, lucky dice. Third time's the charm, right, guys? So down here you can see on this board there's a bunch of double XPs, a bunch of energies, and all kinds of cool stuff down here. So you'll want to save these up, get as many as you can, and then pop a 12-hour, and then you've got all these energies also saved up to level them on with if you're going to 6-star something. Now, I don't really have anything in mind that I want to 6-star next. Maybe I think I've done like the Water Panda. I don't know. Yeah, I can 6-star the Water Panda. I can 6-star Tark. I just did Copper. I've got Gemini and Rena. I could level up Rena, but I don't. And I've got a ton of stuff in my storage to look at. So, like my storage is 155 out of 155. Like I'm at a bursting point where I should probably pop the double XP. I could work on a Triton. I could work on Taurus. I could work on Julten or Fuko for Necro. I've got a Stella that I need to work on. I've got a Chloe and a Vanessa, a Kuman. I've got a Wusa and Arya. Like, I've got a lot of stuff to work on to 6-star, but I don't have the runes to do it, and I farm all the time. I'm not going to put just junk runes on anything. So I hope that gives you a good walkthrough of what a mid-game account looks like. If you have any questions, please just hit me up on the comments, and I'll do my best to answer for you. Have a great day.